Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're going to find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, I'm going to show you how XRP represents an opportunity for generational wealth, and especially in this current marketplace. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? So guys, as you can tell, we're back in the office today. Now the reason for that is because it is just too cold and rainy and blustery out there for anybody to be going out. And I'll tell you what though, the very next sunny day, you know that we're going to be out there. I'm going to be doing those walks and talks and taking you with me just like I love to do. So we have that to look forward to on the next sunny day. Well, guys, I'm sure most of you are aware that there has been just the rumor mill has been going wild today with respect to a potential settlement between the SEC and Ripple tomorrow. Now, here's an article that came out from You Today. Has Ripple settled with the SEC? And right there you can see today's date in there. And where this came from is apparently, I guess Fox News was having a program, and in the background they had an image up on the screen saying something to the effect that Ripple and the SEC are going into closed door meetings to settle this case tomorrow. Well, what ended up happening from that? Well, here we go. Fox reporter comes on and dispels claims of the settlement between Ripple and the SEC happening tomorrow. And of course, that's dated right there today. Now, as I was mentioning on Friday, now I don't know if you've seen my video on Friday, but you haven't. You might want to go take a look. It's this one right over here. XRP marks the spot right in here. And this particular video, I was talking about how sentiment really moves this market. Now, sentiment in a good way and sentiment in a bad way. And of course, we're seeing the benefits of positive sentiment today. And just take a look at the price action for XRP. And now this is on the Binance exchange on the hourly time frame. And just look at this march up the stairs. And in fact, we're at 37.5 right now, which is an 8.8% increase on the day. And in fact, earlier today, we were over 12% on a move like that. That is just absolutely amazing. Now, guys, I love all the pops and drops in this space. I love the opportunities to pick up, some really great prices when it drops. And I love to see it when it pops, of course. And hey, there are some guys out there that are swing trading this and just making a killing. But for me, when I think of XRP, I'm thinking about the long-term utility and where this is going and what a powerful opportunity this asset represents with respect to literally taking ordinary folks like you and I, and with small investments, the potential for life-changing wealth. It is truly phenomenal. Now, one of the things I want to show you here and want you to think about actually as we go through this whole video is keep that in your mind. Keep that focus of the long-term utility and what is really happening in this space, specifically with Ripple and XRP. So guys, let's just take a look here at this article right here. Now, one of the things we all know is coming, whether we like it or not, are central bank digital currencies. And if you didn't catch my coffee chat this morning, you may enjoy that video, because in that I was talking about how the European Central Bank has come out with this laundry list of controls that they want to program right into their central bank digital currency and attach that to some sort of a social credit system for, the citizens utilizing that central bank digital currency. And I was saying, hey, look, this is where we need to get out there. Those of us that are in Great Britain, Canada, Australia, US, and all these other democratic nations, where we want to get our voice out there and say, and tell our legislative members of Congress, Senate, you name it, and let them know, hey, look, the kind of central bank digital currency that we're prepared to accept would be one that protects our anonymity, doesn't control our spending or limit our spending, and provides us with opportunities to actually set money aside for future dates. Because look, if they have it where they can tell you when to spend it, they can even tell you where to spend it, and on, how are you ever going to be in a position to truly set money aside and save for the future? It would be next to impossible. And I think that some of these more domineering countries, these totalitarian type states or heavily socialist countries, I think that's really what they want. They just want the entire population to be dependent upon them. And through that, they can bring in a lot of these social controls to literally manipulate the behavior of their societies. And for those of us that treasure liberty and that treasure freedom, that is not something that we're willing to accept. And that's where we need to get out there. Remember, guys, we elect these people to work for us. We don't just follow everything that they want to shove down our throats. That is the whole point of a democracy. And that is the whole point of the liberty and freedom that we have. So look, central bank digital currencies are coming without a doubt. It's how are they going to come? Now, having said all that, what I want to focus on here is this. Ripple and the XRP ledger and all of the technology that goes into this asset is being used right now around the world to help other nations to develop their central bank digital currencies. And right here in this title, the US Digital Dollar Project to work with Ripple on a central bank digital currency technical sandbox. But not only that, guys, take a look at this one here. Ripple joins forces with the Digital Pound Foundation. And these are just two, Great Britain and the United States, which make up a good portion of the G7. But here are just two. Well, take a look over here. Ripple Advisor teases more CBDC announcements in the next few weeks. And guys, look at this. This was back in March of 2021. Can you imagine how much further they are down the road, considering we're in November of 2022, with respect to helping these countries all around the world prepare for this new digital economy that's coming up and the development of their central bank digital currencies. Now, that is not the only use case for Ripple and XRP. Guys, you know that they have been trying to deal with the cross-border payment issue for a major amount of time. And they're utilizing the XRP ledger and XRP as a bridge asset to do that. Well, just take a look at this article right here. And it's saying the IMF looks to build platform for cross-border CBDC transactions. You literally can see this thing unfolding right before our very eyes. The International Monetary Fund is wanting to build this cross-border CBDC platform. Now, something else that I want you to see here is this. Ripple continues European expansion, bringing the benefits of on-demand liquidity to France and Sweden. Now, guys, these two things are a major, major deal. The cross-border payments interacts with this on-demand liquidity. How? Well, guys, when you're dealing with banks around the world, as it is now, and they want to transfer funds across the world. Let's say you, for instance, you've got JP Morgan Chase wants to send the Bank of England $200. Well, they $200 million, not $200, but $200 million. What they utilize is the SWIFT system. And the SWIFT system, in order to assure that there's liquidity in there, requires them to hold these nostro vostro accounts. And that just means Latin, ours, yours. So they hold accounts in one another's banks. Now, what Ripple has proposed in doing this is, why don't we have on-demand liquidity and free up all of that nostro vostro money in the world? And it is a massive, massive amount. And that is what the whole process is going to. When you consider that Ripple is working with all these countries to build the infrastructure for the central bank digital currencies, and they're providing the solutions for the cross-border payments and on-demand liquidity, that again is just such another confirmation of how vastly the opportunity that this asset represents. Now, I want to show you something here. Because a lot of times people are saying, hey, well, how is that going to happen? Well, Ripple has some amazing connections with central banks and the International Monetary Fund. Guys, this corporation is so intertwined with the development of this new digital economy. It is really mind-boggling. Now, so that we can all get a grasp of how this would look in a real-world situation, I've got a clip here from Ripple themselves explaining central bank digital currencies and how they integrate with the on-demand liquidity and utilizing the XRP ledger and XRP. So why don't we watch that? It's only about 1 or 2 minutes. And once we're done watching that, we'll come back and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what I see coming forward. So here we go.
Today's global financial system is more complex than ever before. Yet as the world's economies grow, the infrastructure they rely on needs to evolve. Every nation has its own independent monetary policy and regulatory standards. But with varying system access and legacy technology, the world's financial infrastructure can seem overwhelming. At Ripple, we enable governments and central banks around the world to create new, high-performance financial infrastructures built on blockchain technology. More specifically, we help governments build and launch central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. They are national currencies powered by modern technology that is secure, centralized, and scalable. And these CBDCs will enable central banks to implement their monetary policies in more efficient and effective ways. The Ripple team brings a wealth of expertise to every new CBDC solution, working with hundreds of financial institutions, policymakers, and regulators. Our solutions facilitate billions of dollars in cross-border payments around the globe. Ripple's CBDC solution is based upon one of the most reliable, sustainable, and open-source blockchain protocols, the XRP Ledger, XRPL. The XRP Ledger technology is perfect for CBDC blockchain applications. It's fast with transactions complete in 2 to 3 seconds. It's easily customizable and programmable. It's reliable, having closed over 72 million ledgers since 2012. The ledger's native functionality for issuing digital currencies also reduces the need for bespoke programming and reduces risk. Finally, the technology is sustainable as one of the first carbon-neutral blockchains. Each pilot is completely customizable and shaped to the needs of the central bank by an expert team. Here's how it works. Each nation's CBDC is hosted on a private version of the XRP ledger. Access by participants is granted by the administrator and fully secure. Using Ripple's CBDC solution, the central bank has full control over supply, allowing them to increase supply or redeem it. And through a standard API and multiple SDKs, integration into existing systems is simplified and suitable for traditional and non-traditional participants. Additionally, the central bank can issue other assets and allow participants like commercial banks to do so. The central bank can also authorize who holds the currency on the ledger, whether that's held directly by consumers or through commercial banks. Transactions typically settle in seconds compared to days, making CBDCs suitable for use cases like retail point of sale. This can open the door for real-time salary payments and collection of tax at point of sale, which gets funds to an institution or a consumer faster while eliminating debt risks. CBDC data is fully controlled and auditable by a central bank, allowing for its analysis in support of monetary policy. And the data maintains transaction privacy while still allowing for regulators to monitor for criminal activities. Finally, a Ripple-designed CBDC can provide a means to bridge disparate currencies through XRP. Its inherent interoperability can allow for connection with other central bank ledgers for efficient cross-asset and cross-border transactions. This can be done with cross-issuance, using XRP as a bridge currency or via cross-ledger communication protocols. This reduces the risk that institutions are forced to accept when transacting across multiple networks or currencies in the current system. The creation of a CBDC provides powerful benefits for the economy and people of an adopting central bank. It's technology that places trust in digital money in the hands of a central bank that can guarantee accessibility to funds and the resulting services, as is the case with cash today. The result? An improved foundation for global financial development where businesses, commercial banks, and ultimately people can unlock new economic potential. Work with Ripple to build a custom pilot designed for your country or institution today.
Now, doesn't that bring a level of clarity to how XRP is going to be used and integrated with central bank digital currencies utilizing the XRP ledger? And when you think that Ripple is on the forefront of helping nations around the world, and we're talking some big ones, Great Britain and the United States for certain, to develop their central bank digital currencies, look, I don't know how you can watch this information be unfolded and not genuinely realize or recognize the opportunity that it represents. It is truly going to be mind-boggling. We're talking about the transition from a former fiat system that has been around for hundreds of years into a new digital monetary system. And right now, we are in a position where we are able to invest in the protocol of that change, and the utilization and the utility of these assets are literally going to explode. Now, something else I want you to see that is really big time for me, and that is the board of directors for Ripple. Why is this so vitally important? Well, it's the caliber of the people that are on this board. Look, you have got some amazing individuals, and the one I want to really point out, because I think it's the one that is the most, I guess, eye-opening for a lot of people, is this one right here. This is Rosie Rios. Now, Rosie Rios was a U.S. Secretary of the Treasury. Now, if you have like 100, a 50, or a 20 in your wallet, pull that out, and you look and see who signed that on behalf of the U.S. Treasury. It was Rosie Rios. Rosie Rios left the Treasury and came to work with Ripple. Now, do you think someone who has had an illustrious career like that would just, kind of leave a high position to just come work with a company that is about ready to be, decimated and thrown out and not even, no, guys, not a chance. And in fact, something else I want to point out, I'm not going to show it up here as a slide, but we know that Ripple is out there in major airports, subway systems. And in fact, I had a subscriber from New York literally go down to the subway down there to see right there on Wall Street, the subway station on Wall Street, to see if Ripple was advertising like I said they were. And they were. Well, you know what his response was? He thought it was just going to be just one billboard. No, it is plastered inside and out of that Wall Street station. Now, that's where you're getting your accountants, your lawyers, your brokers are getting off the train and going into work. Why is Ripple advertising it out there to people like us? If there's absolutely going to be no use case or utility whatsoever, if we're not going to interact with it, because we can get it that they want to interact and advertise to these major central banks and all these big banksters. But look, they took out a full page ad in the Wall Street Journal not too long ago, literally in the last few weeks. Why do you think they're doing that? Do you think they're doing that because they think they're going to lose this case with the SEC and somehow be punted out? Would you spend tens of millions of advertising dollars to advertise to people who are never going to see the use of your product? I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure that you don't think so either. Now, something I want to show you is this. We know that XRP is ISO 222 compliant, but also that Ripple itself is on the governing council of the ISO 222 messaging standard. And just take a look over here, and this article is from October 10th of 2022, how ISO 222 will take Ripple to the next level. It is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, that is genuinely what I believe. When I go through this stuff, every time I look at this information, I just get goosebumps sometimes thinking about it, because it just seems almost unfathomable that average folks like you and I would even have an opportunity like we have to invest in this space. It truly is amazing. And guys, believe it or not, for those of us in this space, it may feel like everybody knows about it, but the reality is most folks don't. That is the absolute truth. Test it yourself. You go and talk to 10, 15 of your neighbors, and you take a poll and find out how many of them have heard about XRP or Ripple. I'm telling you, it's not going to be that many. I genuinely believe that. Now, we know, guys, settlement is coming. But when settlement comes, in fact, Brad Garlinghouse has come right out and said, and just for those of you who want to know, there's Brad Garlinghouse right there. He's the CEO of Ripple. He has come out and basically said that, hey, look, once this case is settled, all of that private equity that Ripple has out there, it is gone. Why? Because they are going to IPO. And right now we know for a fact that Ripple is out there buying XRP off the open market. It is getting harder and harder to accumulate decent size amounts of XRP. And that speaks volumes to me because of how it's going to be used going forward. And the amount of value is going to be staggering. But look at this title right here. Ripple settlement may trigger XRP price to skyrocket, says FX Open executive. And guys, I'm telling you, when we get the decision, and we have seen major legal analysts look at all of the information with respect to this case, and they are already coming out and saying, hey, look, it looks like Ripple is really going to win this one. And on top of that, look at all the amicus briefs filed in this case in support of Ripple and XRP as a use case that's utilized right now today. We're not talking about something way down on the road or some sort of speculative move. No, XRP is being utilized right now, and Ripple is absolutely involved in building the infrastructure for this new global financial system today. I mean, Ripple is a $15 billion unicorn, and for those who don't know, that means that it's not traded on any stock exchange, and it is just private equity. And that's, by the way, how they raise capital. Ripple raised capital through the sale of private equity, not through the sale of XRP or an initial coin offering. There is no security relationship there because it never happened in the first place. And I'm telling you, when this thing takes off, it is going to literally, like this guy says right here, it is going to be a skyrocket. Boom! And it's going to happen so fast. Now, I don't want to miss out, and I certainly don't want you to miss out. So guys, this is the video I have for you today. And like I always say, I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Now, if there is something I said that you completely disagree with, well, drop that down in the comments right there. And if I left something out that you think should be mentioned, add that as well. Throw it out to the community and start a discussion. So guys, I have a bit of a community announcement to give. This coming Saturday, we're going to be having a live stream to celebrate the fact that we just, as a community, moved across that threshold of 10,000 subscribers. And look, I've got some really great stuff that I'm going to be presenting to the community that's going to benefit absolutely everybody. And I just can't wait to share it with you. And that's this coming Saturday, so don't miss out. That's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. So guys, as you know, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And hey, don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that we're uploading. And listen, if you're one of the thousands of folks who have been watching these videos but haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? Because we would really love to have you on board. So, in the meantime, and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.